first time since $431 that Bitcoin has done this. Also, Ethereum exploding. My thoughts on if it will continue. And most importantly, the Bitcoin charts, the facts are saying Bitcoin is moving to its largest move of the year. We're getting close. We're going to give the latest information on that. All of that and more in today's episode. So buckle up. We're jumping in. If you're new here, my name is Steve. I'm going to help you have a lot less stress and a lot more success by focusing on the facts in the charts. Hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up. We're going to jump straight into this chart. Bitcoin makes one or two incredibly large moves per year, and I'm going to give you the cheat code to see exactly when that happens. We have our custom coded indicator here, the NVT plus the HV. And history tells us when we go below this level right here, the 40 level, when we go below that, that dictates that it's the one or the two big moves per year. You can see that in 2020, we had a couple big moves. If you go back to 2019, we had a big move down here. And you can see when we go below this level and we come above, that's when you see the explosive moves. The largest move of the year by far is coming to Bitcoin. Pay close attention. Here's how you know, and here's the cheat code to see where this move is going to go. When you go below this 40 level, if we come out above that 40 level in white, that means the move is incredibly bearish. And these moves are generally about 50%. So you could see a 50% correction to the downside if we come out in white. If we come out in red, you can see at least a 50% move to the upside. I mean, we went from about $4,000 up to 14. You can see it again most recently here. Our most recent move, we went below the 40 and we came out and we stayed red, and we went from roughly $17,000 up to 65. This is our cheat code. All of my students have this indicator, and you'll watch our channel to stay up to date. But we're getting very close to this 40 level. Right now we're in red, which is bullish, but it's most important what we come out of the 40 level in. Red, bullish, white, bearish. It's as simple as that. We most recently printed a green triangle, which is good. Now moving on, fear and greed index. Incredibly important to focus on the trends here. Since December, since Christmas time last year, we started forming a downtrend, okay? And we created a lower high and another lower high, followed by another lower high, followed by another lower high. We built an incredibly strong base at 27. We finally broke above that 27 level that we have been following. We came all the way up here to 60, which is incredibly good. We should be excited about 60. However, we should still remain level-headed, that this 60 level still created another lower high. What you want to see in the fear and greed over the next handful of weeks is to get above the 72 level. If we do, we can have the power to start to reverse that trend. When you're in a downtrend for several months, it takes a lot of muscle power to reverse that trend. Bitcoin is in the midst of this. We haven't officially done it yet, but we're looking at the criteria and just the facts and the charts of what we need to do. We've got to get above 72. Keep your eyes peeled to this chart. Let's jump into Ethereum. My favorite outside of Bitcoin by a mile. Let's look at a few things. We're going to take a look at the RSI in the middle here. We've got a red arrow. I don't like to see this action here. However, let's start with the Stochastic Rsi. We do have a Stochastic Rsi cross up on the weekly, which is major. How major, you ask? Well, if you look at the past two, they were major moves, and we pointed both of them out on our channel. If you've been following for a while, we had a major buy alert with Ethereum at $350. Why? Because we had a Stochastic Rsi cross on the weekly above the 20 level. When we did that, we went parabolic. So this momentum indicator, the Stochastic Rsi, when you have a cross on the weekly, it's significant. Our most recent cross on the weekly was here when Bitcoin was at roughly $1,900. And as you know, we went all the way up to almost $4,000. So very bullish here on Ethereum, but only if we cross above this 20 level, and then you'll see more momentum come into Ethereum. But let's talk about price action and what you want to see with price action. The key level is this one, $19,033. We started forming this back in February of this year. And the reason is simple. This is our market structure. This is our key market structure. But we formed a high here, a lower high, another lower high by forming a low, another lower low, and another lower low. So Ethereum is technically still in a downtrend. And those are just the facts of the charts. We're not putting out my emotional opinion. Oh, I hope this or I hope that or fingers crossed on this. These are just the facts. Ethereum is in a downtrend. Fact. It's holding market structure. That's also a fact. So that's really good news. However, what we want to see is price action right here, create a higher high. We want to get above this 27.35 level. If we do that, we're in great shape. And we want to continue to hold our market structure. If we break that, it's really bad for two reasons. Number one, you never want to break market structure. This is a market structure we've been holding since February. Number two, if we were to break market structure, that means we're on our way to creating yet another lower low, which will continue the downtrend. We don't want to break market structure, and we want to get above 27.35. Now, for a little bit of the bad news with the RSI, when you scroll out on the weekly and you look at the big picture, there's one or two things that come to mind here. Number one is since November or December 2018, we've been in a massive uptrend with the RSI, creating a high, another higher high, another higher high, and most recently our higher high in January. Since then, we've broken the trend. And we've created a lower high and another lower high while creating a low and another lower low. We're looking like we reversed the trend. You want to see the RSI get above 87 on the weekly. We're pretty far from that, but the facts are it looks like we have officially reversed trend with the RSI, and we had some divergence from our high here. So it looks like the divergence, the muscle power of the divergence really played out. Price action continued to rise, RSI continued to fall. And you're seeing that divergence, the bearish divergence, play out. So we had some negative energy coming into Ethereum, which has made that downtrend for the past couple months. We're trying to reverse it with price action, and we're trying to reverse that trend with the muscle power coming in with the Stochastic Rsi. Just simply the facts. Now, let's take a look at our box theory. Box 1, box 2, box 3, everything is still intact. If we hold the 30K with Bitcoin on the monthly chart, it's highly probable we're going to create an all-time high, and it's highly probable if we break 30K with the close of a candle on a monthly chart, not the daily chart, not the 3-day chart, not the weekly chart, on the monthly chart, we will add 6 months to the bear market. So let's jump into the first time since $431. This is where it gets very interesting, and this is where everything ties together, and it will all make sense. So you can see 2014, you can see the box, you can see where we're at now. It's time to celebrate a little bit with Bitcoin, okay? Now, there's some points of concern in the chart, and we'll start with those. You could see the 21-week EMA. We're getting some rejection from that from last week's candle and so far from this week's candle. That's not really good. What you want to see if you want to see Bitcoin become very bullish, number one, get above the 21-week EMA. Number two, get above the 200-day moving average. If we do both of those, you're going to see a lot of money start to pour into the market, and you're going to see price reflect that. But right now, we are getting some resistance from that level. However, maybe this is what Bitcoin has been waiting a very long time for. For 147 days, you heard that right, 147 days, we have been with our lowest momentum in almost Bitcoin's history. Meaning for 147 days, we've stayed below this level. In our momentum indicator, the Stochastic Rsi, we've been waiting for a cross above the 20 level. We've been waiting for 147 days. So it's time to celebrate a little bit. We have an official cross above the 20 level on the Stochastic Rsi, which means momentum is coming to us. We need momentum to get above the 21-week EMA. We need momentum to get above the 200-day. This may be exactly what the doctor ordered. This is where things get a little interesting. We're going to come back here and talk about why for the first time since 431, but let's touch on the RSI for a second. Another very positive thing for Bitcoin is since Christmas time, 2018, we've been in a massive uptrend with the RSI. Massive uptrend with the RSI since 2018, meaning we created a low here, we created a high here, a higher low, and a higher high, and yet another higher low. What you love to see is that we held this structure here, and you want to see us create another higher high. It looks like we are trying to do exactly that. This is, again, this is a weekly chart. This is not going to play out tomorrow or the next day. I know some folks in the herd are going to be like, oh my God, Bitcoin dropped by 4 cents. Steve, you were wrong with this prediction. No, first of all, this is not a prediction. These are just the facts in the charts. Second of all, you have to wait for this to play out. You have to have patience, okay? So what you want to see is us continue upward with this RSI. What you don't want to see, which would invalidate our uptrend, is for us to break this trend by going lower than 33 on the weekly. If you wake up 1 week from now or 5 weeks from now and we're below 33, it's going to be bad news. If we're continuing to be above there, it's really good news. We want to get above this level up here. All right, that's with the RSI. What you also see is that we have a short-term downtrend here where we had a high, a lower high, another lower high, another lower high, and this could be yet another lower high. You don't want to see this continue down and break our structure here and reverse trend. Now, what we're looking at now is the $431. Once you dig into this and you look at the facts and the charts and you say to yourself, hold on a second, when we're below this 20 level, that means we have almost no momentum in the market. And we've been below this 20 level for 147 days. You start to ask yourself, is this normal? Is it normal to be down here? And allow me to show you the facts in the charts, because if you zoom out, this has happened a total of 3 times in Bitcoin's history. That's right, just 3. So you go back to 2011, we were below for about 147 days. You fast forward to 2014, about 147 days. Those are the only 2 times in history that we've been below and broken out with those levels. Now let's dig into some facts, because we said the first one was in 2011. Let's see what happened. Well, we were below this level for about 147 days or something similar to that. We can go ahead and take a measured move here. Yeah, it was about 140 days, and that marked the end of the bear market, okay? We were in a bear market and we had kind of a V-shaped recovery. This is when the market was pretty new. There wasn't a lot of money in the market, so the market moved fast and very briskly in its recovery. Okay, and you can see that we got above the 21-week EMA and we started holding that as support, and the rest was history. Another fun fact is we started moving up to this weekly 57 level with the RSI. So we had this cross, this bullish cross, and we started moving up here. That's when the market becomes bullish. Watch that 57 level on the weekly for the RSI. Now, if you fast forward to 2014, you can see that this was actually the mark of a failed rally. Okay, we had been below here for about 147 days. We actually came back up towards the 57 level, but we got rejected. We couldn't maintain on that 21-week EMA. You see, we couldn't hold support on that level. We kept getting some failed rallies, and it turned into a big disaster. Okay, and by the way, what's it looking like today? Let's fast forward. Let's see what's happening. You can see we've got that bullish cross coming on the weekly, and you can see that we're trying to get up to this 56 level, and we're fighting with the 21-week EMA. The keys are going to be the 21-week EMA. And let me give you something that's more concrete, okay? Because this is the weekly chart with the Stochastic Rsi, where there's some uncertainty. We know that in 2011 we had that cross, and 2014 was a failed rally. How do we know with certainty if this bear market will continue? And by the way, just the facts for us is we are in a bear market. And again, this is up for debate. This is not necessarily the facts for all of Bitcoin with the charts. We have death cross, price action below the 200-day. That has helped us stay level-headed for years. When we call the bear market, it usually holds weight because we have those sets of rules. So we entered a bear market officially 1 or 2 months ago whenever we had that death cross and we were below the 200-day moving average. So here's the key. And this is the secret sauce to know, will this bear market continue, or are we going to go well above 100K? And the answers lie in this simple chart. On the 2-week chart, for the Stochastic Rsi, when we have a cross, which we just did, go above the 20 level, it's going to be highly probable we're going to go above 100K. If we have a cross, which we did, and remain below this 20 level, it's highly probable we're going to continue in the bear market. You can just look at the past bear market where we had these crosses in the Stochastic Rsi, none of which got above the 20 level. And you can go back in history when we remained in a bear market for extended periods of time. If we stay below that 20 level, then that's when we're going to remain in a bear market. So what you want to see, if you want to see Bitcoin prices really go to the moon, is get above this 20 level. And now let me say something that will help you dramatically. I want you to mentally accept both scenarios. This will help alleviate so much stress. And by the way, both scenarios are incredibly good. Let's say hypothetically we remain in a bear market. This is going to present to you the best buying opportunity of your whole life, period. If we go bullish and we cross above this 20 level, this is going to give you the best selling opportunity of your whole life. Both scenarios are really good. Mentally accept them, then it will remove all this day-to-day stress. You don't need the day-to-day stress. You know that. Get rid of it. The only way to get rid of it, mentally accept these scenarios. And then you're going to be fine. So as it boils down, it's going to boil down to this 2-week with the Stochastic Rsi above the 20. It's that simple. Again, you can see that our 3-box theory is intact. It comes down to the 30K level as well. Those two hold the most weight, and the other two are, you want to see it above the 21-week EMA and above the 200-day. Those will be very, very bullish. That's how it breaks down with Bitcoin. I want to give you something to look at that's going to help you so much. 3 simple steps on when to sell crypto. 3 simple steps. This video is our most popular. People go crazy for it. I'm going to link it right here. Watch that video. 3 simple steps on when to sell. It'll help you tremendously stay level-headed. I'm going to be linking it down below and above. Watch that video. Stay tuned for our next videos. We're going to talk about the key level that we're watching with price action and our update on the Gaussian channel and much more. Stay tuned. We'll see you right back here on the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. Make sure you watch those videos right here. Watch those videos right now. Peace and love.